Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have 3 hearings in the plea and sentencing of a man who is supposed to be pleading no contest to assaulting his father, but he refuses to admit to more than a heated argument, leading the judge to reject his plea and set the case over. Will he end up taking the plea agreement, or will the judge decide this case will have to go to trial? Bonus clip. We have a bonus clip of a motion for a competency hearing with a man who's been charged with stalking and misuse of a telecommunication device. Now, let's see what the judge has to say.
Thank you very much. Craig Eugene Penny, 23T702-583.
And good morning, I'm a PSF to the people.
Mr. Penny, your name?
Sir, Your Honor, my name is Craig Eugene Penny.
Mr. Carmen?
Michael A. Carmen, P73824, on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
All right. So I have a plea form in front of me that tells me that the defendant is going to plead guilty to the added count of disorderly person with the understanding that the assault and battery will be dismissed. Is that correct, Mr. Carmen?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Kazak?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you wish to do, Mr. Penny?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty here, the possible penalties are up to $500 in fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all of those. Do you understand that?
I do.
I can't hear you.
I do.
You are presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by court or trial by jury. At a trial, you have the right to question their witnesses, to testify or remain silent. If you remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. You have the right to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in your own witnesses. You have the right to cross-examine their witnesses. If you plead guilty, you're giving up all of those rights, including your constitutional right to a jury trial. Do you understand that?
I do.
You still wish to plead guilty?
I'm going to plead guilty. Yes.
To the charge. Is Eugene Penny here? You want to come on up?
What's your call over here? Let's over here, sir. You can stand right there.
Your name, sir?
Yep.
Your name?
Eugene Penny.
Good morning. To the charge, did you talk to the prosecutor about all this? Do you understand what's going on? That's the prosecutor right there. The good-looking guy in the mustache.
Yeah.
You talk to him?
Yes.
You understand what's going on?
Yes.
You agree with this?
I agree with what I had complaint of the complaint. Yes.
To the charged disorderly person, Mr. Penny, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you in the city of Trenton, County of Wayne, at 2106 Churchill in Trenton on February 4 of 23?
Yes.
What did you do that makes you guilty of the charge of disorderly person?
I was angry. I remembered a lifetime of memories that I suppressed and repressed, and then this brain damage caused me. My brain doesn't work like it used to. I don't dream anymore, so my short-term memory does not consolidate into long-term memory. My memory works in a very jagged, unpredictable.
Hang on. I got to pick up every single word you're saying. This young lady here is taking down everything. Nice and loud, slow. Repeat what you said.
The incident started because I lost my house. I haven't worked since the 2018. I lost my house, and the only people I know that I talk to are my parents. So I moved back in there in the very beginning of November, end of October, and then living there, all the memories of my whole life came back to me, and I realized that that's where all of my emotional and physical trauma have come from. And so, they would pound on my door and listen in on me, and I told them that I don't sleep.
I want to know what you did on this date.
Okay, we yelled at each other.
You yelled at who?
Eugene Penny.
Did you put your hands on him in any form or fashion?
No.
Or did you threaten him in any form or fashion?
No.
Did we ever have a charge of us?
I'm a
How did we ever
nonviolent.
have
Sorry, sir.
How did we ever have a charge of assault or assault and battery here? Wasn't that the original charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the allegation?
The allegation is that Mr. Penny used the hammer in that placement, the complaining witness in fear. Used the hammer and gestured in a threatening manner.
Did you have a hammer in your hand?
I was holding one and I dropped it as soon as I heard him say to who he was calling that I had a hammer. I have.
Who else was present at the time of this?
Just he and I. No one else was there.
Yelling. I don't know. What else do you have, Mr. Kazak? I don't even have a factual basis. He didn't use a hammer. He didn't assault. He didn't batter. He's having an argument. I didn't think arguing was against the law as far as I could tell in and of itself.
I would agree, Your Honor. If it caused such a disturbance that it literally caused the police to arrive and disturb the quiet of the neighborhood, then I could see that being a factual basis.
Did anybody else outside hear you, to your knowledge?
No, sir, Your Honor. I don't know how anyone heard us. We weren't yelling that loud.
Why are you pleading guilty to anything? Mr. Carmen, can you help me out here? What?
I was
He
advised.
didn't assault him. He didn't batter him. He had an argument. I don't understand where we get a factual basis. If it's on an underlying charge and you're reducing it to something like disorderly, that's fine. It's not fine if I don't have an assault or assault and battery, and I'm not even sure this constitutes disorderly. Nobody else was there. He didn't use anything. They weren't arguing loudly, at least loud enough where others could hear it. I mean, every time a husband and wife have an argument, they're going to get charged and convicted of disorderly person? Or a father and a daughter, father and a son, husband and a wife. I mean, I'm not going to turn this into a joke. So if somebody can start telling me real clearly now why there's a factual basis, or else I'm going to end up setting it for trial, or you're going to have to figure out some other disposition. Go ahead.
Your Honor, can I have voir dire my client?
Sure.
Mr. Penny, on the date in question.
Yes.
You and your dad, Eugene Penny, were having, is it fair to say, a heated argument?
Yes.
And you were holding a hammer.
Only not while we were arguing, but I don't know at what point I had, because I had the few of the tools that I used my whole life in that tiny room. I lost everything else. He's got all the rest of my tools scattered in his garage, his driveway, his basement, the dining room, just a couple of tools that I use on jobs. I just have a few things in that room with me. And I don't know why I was holding it. I hold it a lot. I spin it around. I do things with it. I also have a fencing epee, a geologist.
Whoa. Wait. I lost those last 10 words. Stay close to that device, please. So we can pick. She's got to pick up everything that's said here.
Sorry. I have the few things that I had left were in a small room with me, with the detritus from 20 years of other people living in that room, old, dirty clothes. And so the few things the little bit of room that I had in that bedroom, I had the few hand tools or the sports that I played, those few things in that room. And that's all I had. So I in no way meant to be threatening with that. He used to work with me. I trimmed houses. I had a business called.
Sir, just answer his questions, please. Just answer his questions. Do you have another question?
Mr. Penny, but at one point you were holding a hammer and your father saw this, correct?
Yeah. And
did he, hang on. Okay. That's all I need. Yes or no, please. Did he appear to be frightened to you regardless of what your intention was?
No, he seemed mad. He did not seem scared. Angry. Very, yes.
And that escalated the confrontation.
Yes.
And I thought you indicated to me that it was probably loud enough for your neighbors to hear.
No, I never said it was loud enough for the neighbors to hear. I assumed that they called. They were all standing around watching when I was being taken to the car.
But someone called the police because of what happened between you and your father.
He did. He went and picked up a cell phone that I had never seen. And I was afraid when he was going to get that phone that he was going to get his .357 revolver. But then I saw him come up with the phone. never seen before. And then he called the police. And then it was while he was talking to them, he said he's holding a hammer. And as soon as I heard him say that, you'll hear it on the call. I dropped it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was holding it slack down to my side. As soon as I heard him say that, I literally opened my hand and dropped it.
But your father was frightened enough by your behavior to call the police.
He was angry. He was angry enough, certainly.
Your Honor, that's all I got.
Both of my sisters did this, one of their kids, this exact same thing. They did this with their kids. So I think they have a playbook. And
all right. Okay. Listen. I'm not. Your family, your sisters are not defendants here.
I understand.
It's okay. It's all right. You don't think you're guilty. I'm good with it. I really am. I'm not taking the plea. I'm rescheduling it for another pretrial. I'm not going to make this a joke. So we'll set it out 3 weeks. If it doesn't resolve at that time, I'm going to set it for a bench or jury trial at the defendant's option. New pretrial will be on March the 7th. We'll just make that a little bit later in the day here. Not too late, but I'll make it at 9:30, okay? Where are you now, Mr. Penny?
I'm not, what is this?
Your Honor, Bruce Mark, therapist here, Christian Guidance Center in Detroit, part of the Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry Service.
All right. Okay. I'm going to continue your bond conditions. No contact with Eugene Penny or prosecution witnesses. You cannot enter or go back to 2106 Churchill Street in Trenton. You will be allowed one visit if you haven't already acquired them, accompanied by the police to acquire your own personal belongings, no firearms, no dangerous weapons. You're not to be within 2 miles of the victim, his residence, or place of employment. You're not to be released until fitted with a GPS tether. You can zoom in again March the 7th, 9:30. Mr. Eugene Penny, do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, I wish you well. We'll see you here March the 7th. Have a great day.
I need to ask my client, how long are you going to be residing there, Mr. Penny? Do you know?
Yes, I do. We can't release him until we get a court order since he was tethered here from Wayne County Jail. So I guess after this, we'll be able to release him. But until then, we can't let him go until we get something from the court ordering his release.
Okay, understood.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
March 7th, we'll see you here. Thank you, Ball. Have a great day. All right, let's do that one. Mr. Kerman, we're going to take care of this Mr. Penny. Apparently somebody called from the treatment agency, and we're going to take care of that.
I had a CDL for 30 years in shelter. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, people against Craig Eugene Penny, 23T702583. Okay, everybody's name, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Shajra on behalf of the people, P86332.
Michael A. Carmen,
All right,
373824 on behalf of the defendant.
Okay, Mr. Penny, your name? Can you mark this, please? Mr. Penny, can I have your name, please?
Craig Eugene Penny.
Okay, just stay close to that device so I can pick you up. Mr. Carmen, Mr. Shajra, I understand this is going to be a plea of no contest to disorderly under 771. Is that correct, Mr. Carmen?
Correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Shajra? You're muted.
That is a correct representation of the offer, Your Honor.
Okay, and the reason for the no contest plea is what?
It would be civil liability, Your Honor.
Okay, so do you understand what your lawyer has said and the prosecutor have said here, Mr. Penny? They tell me that you're going to plead no contest under section 771.1 to the charge of disorderly conduct with the understanding that the assault or assault and battery will be dismissed. Is that your understanding, and is that how you wish to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if you plead no contest, this has the same effect as a guilty plea. The possible penalties are up to $500 in fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all of those. I will take that plea. I'll place you on probation when you come back for sentencing. I'll set terms and conditions. And if you're compliant at the end of the specified period that I set, the case will be dismissed. Do you understand that? I motion to prosecute.
Yes, sir.
All right. And counsel, do you stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis? Mr. Conlon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Shazra.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you sign, read, and understand? I'm sorry. I need to advise you. You're not in person. I apologize. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. At that trial, you have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, and to testify or remain silent. If you choose to remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. Do you understand that, sir?
Yep.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead no contest, you're giving up all those rights, including your right to a trial. Do you understand that?
I do.
To the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead?
No contest.
I've had the report marked Peoples 1. I'm going to read this. All right. Based upon my review of the report, I find there's a factual basis for the plea. Are you on probation or parole right now, Mr. Penny?
No, I am not.
Anybody force you to plead no contest?
No.
All right. I'm going to accept the plea. I'm going to dismiss the assault and battery count. I want to order a pre-sentence report. There does not appear to be any alcohol or drugs involved. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to get probation over here, or at least on Zoom. Good morning. So I'm going to need somebody to zoom in on this Craig Penny case right now, please. Yep, it's not a probation case. I'll explain it. Thanks. All right. So I'm going to order a pre-sentence report, and we're going to set a sentence date. So right now, sir, remind me where you are, please.
The Christian Guidance Center.
Okay. So there is a recommendation. There is a recommendation for mental health treatment.
I've been seeing a psychiatrist for 20 years.
Okay. So there's a recommendation that you continue that in no contact. I'm going to get probation to come on here, and they're going to do an interview of you, and then they're going to prepare a report and recommendation. I'm going to sentence you at a later time. So I'll need that date when Mr. Carmen is here.
March 21st at 8:30.
So that's going to be March the 21st at 8:30. I've called over to probation, and they are going to come on and go on Zoom with you to interview you. Okay, sir? So the bond terms and conditions, first of all, are continued, no contact with Eugene Penny or prosecution witnesses. You're not to be within 2 miles of the victim, his residence or place of employment. You're not to be released until fitted with a GPS tether, no firearms, no dangerous weapons, and you're not to enter that property address or go near it at 2106 Churchill in Trenton. So if you'll just bear with me, the probation department will be on here momentarily. Lisa, can you get them taken care of so they set them up right now and he can interview them? And we'll go, there you are. Ms. Tessino, your name?
Emily Tessino.
So Mr. Penny just pled no contest under 771 to disorderly conduct. An assault and battery was dismissed. He's at the Christian Guidance Center. I'd like you to go into a breakout room and interview him. I'm scheduling a sentencing for March 21. March 21, and again, that will be at 8:30 in the morning. Okay? Good luck, Mr. Penny.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it a PSI or an alcohol assessment?
PSI, not a screening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Carmen.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Penny.
Good day.
Eric LeBron. Well, first of all, Eric LeBron Richardson, 20T704764.
Michael A. Carmen, P73824 on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Richardson, good morning, sir. Your name?
Eric Richardson.
All right, so Mr. Carmen, you want a competency evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and we have, let's see, a charge of stalking and malicious use of a telecommunications device. So we have a 1 year and a 6-month charge here, Mr. Richardson. I'm going to go ahead and order a competency evaluation on this. Ms. Blackburn, can you tell me your name, please?
Nicole Blackburn.
So they're requesting a competency evaluation, and I'm going to go ahead and grant that request, okay? So what we will do is we're going to reschedule this out a ways. He is on a personal bond conditions. He hasn't had any contact with you since February 9, has he, ma'am?
Oh, absolutely. On many different forums and occasions, physically and over social media and my phone.
You live on 4th Street, sir?
No, sir.
Where do you live?
I live in St. Ignace, Michigan, sir. I've been here for over 8 months, 6 months. We moved to get away from her.
All right, okay. Detective Driscoll, are you on this?
Yeah, I am. I'm the OIC on this case.
Your name?
Sergeant Driscoll, Trent Police.
Has she communicated this to you about the violation of the no contact?
There was a communication. I didn't know it was this recent. She also just received PPO from 3rd Circuit Court that was filed and finished. I do believe February 21st was the filing and finishing date. So it hasn't been served to him, Your Honor, as of this point, but I haven't been notified of contact since your last order of no contact.
Let's get.
Your Honor, if I may, according to the victim right advocate, and you might want to ask Ms. Blackburn, has it happened since November, which was the last known contact that we were aware of?
Is that true, Ms. Blackburn?
Over phone, yes, it was November 22nd, but over social media, it has been up to 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so here's the deal, Mr. Richardson. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm going to order a competency exam. You cannot have any contact with this lady. And I'm just telling you what's going to happen if you do, okay? If you have any contact, that is if you write her, text her, email her, phone her, on any kind of social media, have contact with her, direct or indirect, you're going to end up with a revoked bond and you'd be sitting in jail awaiting the competency exam. And the problem is the competency exam, they take a while. So I don't want you sitting in jail for 60 days awaiting a competency exam. And the only way you're not going to end up in jail awaiting a competency exam is if you have no contact with them. So I'm just telling you, no contact. Do we understand one another, sir?
Absolutely, sir.
All right. I think what I want to do is I want to set this, and I want to set a review hearing date too. You're going to have to prepare this, Tabitha. Okay. Let's set a review date in April, Lisa. And I need you to give me, so first of all, let's do that right now. Let's set it for like the 2nd or 3rd week of April. I doubt they'll get to it by then.
April 18th at 9.
April 18th at 9. Do you have Mr. Richardson's updated address? It's on Mill Street in Standish, right?
No.
Where have we been sending the notices, Lisa?
Let me check.
Give me your updated address right now, Mr. Richardson.
1059 Church Street, St. Ignace, Michigan.
Did he come over and get printed like he was ordered to, counsel? I'm just the detective.
No, Your Honor. As far as I know, he's not been printed on any of these matters.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Hang on, slow down. Give me your zip code first.
49781.
All right, so an order was entered by Judge Hessen on February 9th, ordering that you go to the state police post. Did she tell you to go to the state police post? Is there a state police post in St. Ignace? Do you know, Detective?
I'm sure there's somewhere one around there, or his local county sheriff should be able to facilitate that, Your Honor. They all have
fingerprints were done on February 13th.
They were done.
I just haven't received that confirmation, Your Honor.
Let's slow down, folks. I don't know who's talking from the back, but you please, you cannot do that. Please don't do that. I don't have any fingerprints. Lisa, can you run and, well, this was run on March 1. They should have been on there.
Is anything highlighted?
No. You usually say when there's no prints too, but there are no. Wait a minute. He was printed on this. He was printed on this in Trenton, it looks like, back on January 5 of 20.
On the original telecommunication, Your Honor, he was living up in Standish. We had no contact. There was originally a warrant issued for his arrest. He was living out of the area. We never went and got him, as far as my understanding, and I wasn't the original OIC on it, that he was never.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be on his, it wouldn't even be down here on his lien at all if he wasn't printed, right?
It could be from prior cases, Your Honor.
No, look at this. I'm going to show you. It's right on. It's right on here that he was printed on the 5th. It looks like.
Okay.
Of January of 20. That's the offense date.
Okay, I misspoke, Your Honor. I apologize. I wasn't aware of that.
Would you make sure that? So I don't need to worry about that then.
No, I think it's covered, Your Honor.
Now it does not appear that it was put into lien on the malicious use of a telecommunications device, but it was on the stalking. So perhaps that can be addressed.
Okay.
All right. So here's what I'll do, Mr. Richardson. I'm telling you right now, I want to make clear, no contact. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If you have any contact again, I'm going to have you come down here, and we're going to have a hearing as to whether or not you violated the no contact provision. And if I find that, I'm going to set a bond, and you're probably not going to be able to post it. We're going to set up a competency exam. We've got your address. You're going to be here for a review hearing on April 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we will go from there. Anything else?
Your Honor, can I speak for a second, please?
Sure.
I'm not sure if he understands. He has fake Facebook profiles of me and fake dating profiles of me, and he claims that he is not reaching out to me by using these forums, but by stealing my identity and contacting my friends and family, church, coworkers, and so forth. He doesn't think he's contacting me, so he needs.
Well, you are,
Mr.
Richardson. Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson, take it down.
Sir?
Take it down. Take down any of those posts that are on social media.
Sir, I have had no contact with her in 2 years through social media or any other means, period.
Listen. I'm just telling you to take it down.
I don't have anything to take down.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fair. But here's what's going to happen then is she's going to present this to the detective, and he's going to come in and he's going to swear out a complaint on a bond violation. Then I'm going to have to set it for hearing. And if you didn't do anything wrong, that's fine. But I'm only telling you there's a dispute. I'm not getting into it right now. And if she comes in here or contacts the detective, he's going to swear out a bond violation complaint. I'm going to authorize it, and then we're going to
exactly what she's going to do, because that's what the purpose is.
I advise you not to say anything further, please.
Then handle
I'm telling you. Listen. If you don't violate the no contact, you have nothing to worry about.
Well, I didn't think I did before, but here I am.
Listen, time out. I'm just telling you. That's the way it's going to work.
And I'm
I don't
telling
want
you,
to argue
I've
with.
had no contact with her in 2 years.
Listen. All right, I'll tell you what. We can have you come down for a hearing next Tuesday as to whether or not there's been a bond violation. I'm cautioning you right now. Is all I'm doing. Do not have any contact with her. If you do, we're going to have a problem. You don't want a problem. She doesn't want a problem, and I don't want to have a problem. Okay.
I understand.
Listen.
Yes or no?
Yes,
sir. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Carmen.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that's what we will do. We'll set up the competency exam, and you will have a review hearing on the date that I indicated. Have a good day. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
3, Craig Penny. Do I have Mr. Penny out there or not? There he is. All right. Mr. Penny, your name? Good morning, sir. Your name?
Craig Eugene Penny.
McNally Carmen, P7 agreed to form that the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, let me just slow this one down. I want to make sure everybody understands everything here. Your client pled guilty previously to, or no contest, I should say, to disorderly person, and the plea was to be taken under the provisions of section 771.1. And I'm fine with doing that. I've read the pre-sentence report. I want to know, before we go on any further, I see Mr. Penny, Eugene Penny, that is, in the back of the courtroom. Mr. Penny, do you wish to proceed and give us to come up here and give a statement? And if you'd like, sir, you're more than welcome to have a seat instead, right at the council table here, if you'd like. Or you can stand, whatever your preference. Yeah, your name?
Eugene Penny.
All right, so that's where we are. Defendant pled no contest under 771.1 to disorderly. Have you had a chance to review the report, the pre-sentence report?
I have, Your Honor. I reviewed it with my client previously. No additions, corrections, or deletions be made. We would ask that you adopt the recommendations of probation.
Mr. Penny, is there anything that you would like to say, sir? No, I'm asking your son first. Craig Penny, state your name.
Craig Eugene Penny. No, Your Honor, I have nothing to say, Your Honor.
And right now you are where?
At the Detroit Guidance Center, Christian Guidance Center, Detroit.
And you are receiving psychological treatment, is that correct?
That's correct. Cognitive behavior therapy.
All right. Ms. Dodge, your name.
Laura Dodge, victim advocate.
Mr. Penny, is there anything, and I'm talking to you, Eugene Penny at this point, is there anything you would like to say?
I thought maybe we could help him at our house, but he just got too mean and we can't handle it. He needs professional help. So I can't take him back in the house.
So you don't want to have contact with him then, right? No. So you don't want to be able to have him come over or anything?
No.
I'm just asking. All right. Anything else that anybody would like to say? Mr. Penny?
Me, Your Honor? I have nothing to add.
Yes, sir.
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Now, you remind me, you went in there of your own volition. You went to the Detroit Christian Guidance Center on your own, correct?
No, I was ordered here.
I'm sorry?
I came here from county jail.
But in this case, I gave you a personal bond, and I just said that you were not to be released until fitted with a GPS tether. So how did it happen that you went there? Did you tell them you wanted to go there? Did they say, we can't find a location to verify your address, or where you don't have a place to go, therefore we're taking you?
I have no address. I have no address to report to, and I have a tether on. So I believe that's what happened.
So is this your therapist behind you? I can't see anybody.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. And I can provide more clarification. When he was released from Wayne County
Can you
Jail,
wait a minute, slow down. Can you tell me your name, please, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. My name is Bruce Marks, M-A-R-K-S.
Okay. So you're seeing Mr. Penny, right? And is it,
Yes.
to your knowledge, is he there because he didn't have an address and the county sheriff's tether unit could not provide him, therefore, with a GPS tether to be released?
They did provide him with the tether, but they tethered him here to Christian Guidance Center. And since he's been here, we worked with him on substance abuse issues and cognitive behavior therapy. We're looking now, once the case is concluded, and trying to get him recovery support housing out in Plymouth or Westland.
There was a bit of an echo. You said now that the case has been concluded, what?
Yeah, once the case is concluded, we will be processing him out by trying to get recovery support housing. And we're looking at the Lighthouse program in Plymouth. And the other program is the Safe Step program in Westland. And either one of those facilities will be chosen based on the availability of beds.
Okay, so I want everybody to understand, if I'm going to order somebody confined for any reason, then, and I'm talking about to a mental health treatment facility, like the Detroit Christian Guidance Center or any of these others, I'm not likely to do that here. This is the sentencing. So my sentence is going to be that and I want to, maybe you can help me through this process. I want to make sure that the tether unit understands that I'm going to remove the tether. I'm going to order the tether removed. I'm going to allow him to be released. Mr. Penny, I don't know where you're going to go, but I'm not going to order you to be confined on a case like this. This is a 90-day misdemeanor, and it looks to me like you've been probably confined at the Christian Guidance Center with the tether since February the 6th. That is 22, that is 43 days, and that's enough. So I'm not going to order that. I am going to order you to continue to attend mental health treatment. So we're going to have to notify the Wayne County Jail, Lisa, that we want the tether unit, that I'm ordering the tether to be removed.
Okay.
And I'm going to let Mr. Penny contact us if there's a problem. So what I'm going to do here, am I making sense with you, Mr. Marks?
Yes, and Your Honor, the two facilities I mentioned to you, they're not lockdown facilities, so Mr. Penny will be allowed to attend any mental health sessions that he needs to attend if they're not provided on site. And also he'll be able to find employment. These places I'm sending him technically are transitional housing for individuals who need continued substance abuse, CBT therapy, but also need to go out and work so that they can then find their own residencies. And these agencies help with that.
I understand. And Mr. Penny, that's something I'm going to let you decide. I'm not going to order you to do anything but continue to attend mental health treatment, and that can be on an outpatient basis. You don't have to go to Safe Step. You don't have to go to the Lighthouse. but that may be something that will benefit you. And because as far as I'm concerned, when I start ordering people inpatient, there's no question but that's like ordering incarceration. And I'm not going to do that any longer. You've already been, like I said, in there for 43 days. I didn't order you to attend the Christian Guidance Center. I just said I wanted a tether. I understand why they sent you there, but I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 12 months. And here are your terms. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify the probation department. You have to report to them as directed. Mr. Marks, would you please write this phone number down for Mr. Penny? 734-671-0201, extension 245. Again, 734-671-0201, extension 245. He can contact probation and he can tell them of his whereabouts. Maybe he'll choose to go over to one of those facilities. That's his business. If he does, then he's going to have to get to them to have them report. In fact, have probation get on here right now, if you would, Dean. I'm going to order you continue. I'll take this under section 771.1. I'm going to order that you continue attending treatment and provide proof of that. You have to do that. One of the things, sir, you cannot possess firearms of any kind. You cannot possess dangerous weapons of any kind. You're not to have any contact at all with Eugene Penny. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email. You cannot have anybody else do any of those things for you or on your behalf. You can't have any contact, direct or indirect, with him. I'm also going to tell you, Mr. Eugene Penny, if you ever change your mind on this, if you ever decide you want contact, you get a hold of the probation department. They'll schedule a hearing, and I will lift the no contact provision in all likelihood if you're telling me you want to have contact with him. The tether is to be removed today or as soon thereafter as possible. I'm going to order fines of 100, costs of 50. $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. So I'm going to go light. That's $275. Probation fees are $240 for 515. Screening fee is $60 for a total of $575. I'm going to order 7 days court work program, credit 7 for the time that you have served. Credit 7 for time defendant has been at Detroit Christian Guidance Center. So I'm not going to require you to do any of that, Mr. Penny, except you do have to do what I've said here. If you do not, your probation could be revoked, 771 status revoked. You'd be subject to a 90-day jail term. If you do what I said, that is, if you complete your mental health treatment, continue attending, provide proof, have no contact with Mr. Penny, don't violate a law, you don't possess firearms, you pay your fines and costs, you stay out of trouble. At the end of 12 months, the prosecutor will move to dismiss this, and I'll be happy to go along with it. So that will be, review hearing date will be on March the
5th at 9 o'clock.
March the 5th of 24. I can't believe we're talking about 2024 now. 2024 at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, Mr. Penny, you wait right there. Probation will come in and go over everything with you. We're going to try to take care of that today as long as Mr. Marks is there. We need to send a notice to the tether unit that I'm ordering the tether to be removed, and we will go from there. So, Ms. Wilds, I'm sending the sentence over. I'm going to let you go through that, and you can instruct Mr. Penny now. I didn't send him to the Detroit Christian Guidance Center. There's other facilities, Safe Step, the lighthouse that he has an opportunity to attend if he wants. I'm not ordering that. I'm just ordering that he continue attending treatment, and I'm ordering that the tether be removed. Mr. Pitt, and I'm going to have you, by the way, Ms. Wiles, set up the terms of payment on this. Okay, so you set up the terms of payment. Probation will set up terms of payment. And also, sir, one last thing is part of your probation. You are not to enter. You're not to enter or go near 2106 Churchill in Trenton. You've been there a long time, haven't you, Mr. Penny? Mr. Penny, you've been there a long time, haven't you? No, I'm talking to the victim.
Oh, excuse me.
How long have you lived on Churchill?
60 years.
You know, I grew up at 17 at the other end of the block, the other block.
Yeah.
And I remember your name when we moved out when I was a young kid. Remember how everybody used to play baseball back there? And football and basketball, they had the park, they'd have hockey, knock hockey, chess, checkers, tetherball. Boy, they need those days in this country again. Good luck to you, Mr. Penny. If you violate 90 days, I wish you well. Probation will talk to you. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. I really hope you get yourself some help, Mr. Penny. Best of luck. Thank you very much. Kimberly